Last week, we had a horrible ETF outflow. And I mentioned this yesterday too. This is a larger number than I expected. But a one company or one fund that did not have any outflow, I believe, I didn't see it, was BlackRock. Because you know what? BlackRock is just built differently, I guess. Or Larry Fink is, because they just don't want to sell any. Why would you want to sell any Bitcoin right now when we are at that cusp of a major turnaround, right? So we'll see what happens this week. Unfortunately, I think Wall Street does still view Bitcoin as a risk-on asset, okay? And whenever there are risk-on assets, they get sold off during certain uncertainty times, right? Like right now with all the economic stuff that's going on, a lot of people just don't understand. They don't see Bitcoin like I do or you guys as a long-term hold, the greatest store value asset that we have. And if you're worried about inflation and you're sick of all the shenanigans, then it's the one asset you want to hold on to, right? Unfortunately, a lot of Wall Street just does not see it that way, but eventually they will. And they're going to realize they missed out by trading Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not something you trade. It's something that you just simply hold. And that's how you gain the most. People that often trade realize that they've lost out on a lot by doing so. But in the meantime, while we're going through the choppiness, there are still a lot of great things. Okay, for example, Australia. Australia just approved their very first Bitcoin spot ETF. And that will start trading this Thursday, which is actually Wednesday for us, right? So that's terrific. Having ETF access around the world, terrific. The more people that can get exposure to Bitcoin, the better it is. Bernstein says that Bitcoin is going to head to $500,000 by the end of the decade. Yeah, I originally thought that they said that it was going to be $500,000 by the end of the cycle. No, by the end of the decade, they're saying after this cycle, next cycle. So Bernstein, I know they're bullish, but not super bullish. It could actually, Bitcoin could actually get hit higher than 500,000 by the end of the next cycle. It depends on how high this cycle. But you know what? I think that's within the realm of possibility, right? Because if Bitcoin hits 250,000 by the end of this cycle, it'll probably go down a little bit and then come back up. And then if it doubles from our peak, that's about right. Because there's going to be diminishing returns, right? Every single cycle. It's not like we're going to do a 10x or a 5x every single cycle. So I think that's about right. And again, they're not the only ones that think so. Like, of course, this guy right here. Look how serious he is about Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is never going to stop buying Bitcoin because he believes that this number is only the beginning. He believes Bitcoin will go to 8 million someday. He said he'll stop buying Bitcoin once Bitcoin hits $8 million each. Okay, that's how bullish he is. And I think he may be right. You just have to expand out your time frame. Maybe in 20 years that will happen. But he's raising another $700 million to go buy Bitcoin with, right? He will never stop. So that's, I think that's part of the reason why BlackRock is also not stopping, because Larry Fink, you know, he's looking at Michael Saylor. He's like, I don't want this guy to become the richest man on earth. I want to be the richest man on earth. There may be something there. And BlackRock is a minority holder of Microstrategy as well. So there may be something there. Anyways, T-Mobile also will be mining Bitcoin in addition to running nodes. That's kind of interesting. Rather than buy physical Bitcoin, they decided to just start up mining farms because they want to be in a long term. Hey, that works. It's just interesting. It's an interesting move, though, why they would want to become Bitcoin miners rather than just buy Bitcoin and hold it in their balance sheet. I don't know. But regardless, all these big companies around the world, they're all looking to get exposure or looking to get in or just looking to get a piece of the pie, really, because the pie is really small now. So everyone's trying to grab as much as they can. This is pretty interesting. So wallets that hold 10 plus Bitcoin, as of yesterday, hold 82% of the supply. Now, of course, that's deceiving because that includes wallet that holds 1,000 Bitcoins, 10,000 Bitcoins, wallets that hold 100 plus Bitcoins, right? So this is just 10 plus. But 10 plus is at 82%, which is as high as 2 years ago, right? After the FTX collapse. It's kind of interesting how we went through crypto winter, obviously. Look at 2023. We really bottomed out. A lot of capitulation. A lot of people left. And now we're just as high. It kind of makes sense, right? Because the price is around the same. So it kind of makes sense. But it does show the bulls are definitely back. Loading up and waiting for the next leg up. Now, there are several major indicators that turn bullish, right? I've said that. I'm going to show you some. But look at this one, the 16 weeks of chop. I've shown this before, but I'm going to continue to show it because it's absolutely true. I'll just remove my camera there. Yeah, you could see. In 2017, we had the same thing. 2014, 2013, 2014, that's when I first entered Bitcoin and crypto. And I didn't understand. I saw it go all the way down to $160, right? And then it slowly climbed back up to 1,000. But I had a hard time breaking through. It took 16 weeks before it started moving. Now, if you look at right now, very, very similar how it took us so long to get back to our previous high, and now we're seeing that chop, right? It's the same thing. So again, we're mimicking this 2017 cycle very, very closely. Now we have an accelerated cycle, and I know that the dollar amount is way bigger now, right? But Bitcoin tends to rhyme. Its cycles tend to rhyme. That's just how it's always been. And it's looking like it's rhyming, like perfectly. So we just have to, again, have patience, wait for the next leg to come, and the parabolic phase, once it does hit, it's going to be phenomenal. And it's going to be unlike anything we have seen before, because now this time we have trillions of dollars on the sidelines that will be FOMOing in from the institutions that have never, ever, ever happened before. If you want to comment on anything I've said in this video, make sure you head over to the Roundtable. The Roundtable is a new social media platform created for conversations. And best of all, it's spam-free, bot-free, unlike here on YouTube. And you could have conversations with me and others like Altcoin Daily, Scott Melker, Mauro Nafal, and many others are joining daily. And you also get rewarded in tokens for doing so. So check out the new Roundtable. Click the link in the description below.